carnage tankers, well, Lycan lovers, you kaiju drivers, you hellhound causing fools. It's the WNF Halloween special. Red Dawn, baby. Red effing Dawn. The Soviets have attacked the United States. We'll start this adventure at Pacific Island. I hope everybody's going to enjoy this evening. We're going to put on one hell of a show. A lot of people coming out to watch this one. So we're going to go down the list of people that are coming out this evening. Guest commentator this evening is, how you doing, Mr. Chaos, good friend, and one of WNF's moderators. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. It feels weird to be on the commentating side instead of the moderating side, so it's kind of a change of pace tonight.
Right.
Looking forward to it. Halloween's always fun. It's always wild and crazy. So, looking forward to see what happens tonight.
Oh, yeah. Another guest commentator coming in. Yet again, another WNF mod. Wanted to come in and check it out. Actually, this gentleman helped me put this together and made sure that this was a fair fight. So I want to big giant shout out. Thank you, legit. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Pleasure to be here.
Our moderator for this evening's events, longtime friend to a lot of people in this community. Love this guy. Can't do enough with him or without him. What up, Omega? How you doing, buddy?
Just enjoying being here and hanging out with all the fans of World of Tanks.
Hell yeah. And then, last but not least, the baddest kid on the block coming in there in that Revenant Panther. You don't even know he's out there in the distance shooting you until it is. What up, Dis?
I'm just lurking around out there, Hells. Great to be here tonight. Sorry, my voice is a little rough, but I'm going to do my best.
It's all good, sir. It is all good.
Yep. Thank you, Ben.
All right. So, really quick rundown. So, typically Dis would do this, but I'm not going to put any stress on his voice tonight. WNF Battle Grounds episode, no problem. Episode 4, Cold War. 10v10, 10-100 assault, 15-minute timer. Americans will always defend. They will be on the left side of the room. Both teams will play both sides on all maps until the tiebreaker, which we will come to that. There will be 4 games played no matter what the score is. 4 games will be played tonight for your viewing pleasure. These guys are coming out and going to be hanging it out all night long for you guys. So here we go. Max of 3 types of 1 tank, so only 3 E5s or 3 IS-7s. Max of 3 TDs, 2 of only the same type. That means 2 E4s, 1 E3, 2 268s, 1 263. And then dun da da da. I want to get the drum roll button, but in here, a max of 1 Arty, and it can only be brought out if the offense brings out an Arty. Oh, sorry, offense can only bring 1 out if the defending team brings one out. I'm sorry. I mucked my
That's
own
right.
rule up. Defending
That's
team,
all right.
So if you see a T92 on the board, we can see a 261 on the board.
That is correct.
Map 1, Pacific Island War. Assault, of course. And then map 2, the Soviets have made it through. They're now also charging through up north, up through the Tundra. And then if we have to go all the way to a tiebreaker, that means the Americans on the attack. We go to highway for encounter, where the Americans take on the Soviets to reclaim everything. So there we go, guys. Whew, that's a lot of information.
That's a lot of information. Just in case you're wondering, the cap on Pacific Island is up in the northwest, up and around B1, right on the beachhead.
Yes, sir.
You got that big mountain in the northwest corner to really pack your tanks in and defend against the Soviet assault.
Yeah, the gun depression of the Americans can really help on that.
All right.
Bingo. Yeah.
So why don't we go ahead, Chaos? Would you roll down the Steel Dragon side, and then Legit, I will have you roll down the 1TC.
Copy that. So starting out with Echo Rider and Trigger, we have a pair of E5s. Swabby and Porky. And sorry, take that back. Swabby, 48 Patton. Porky Assassin, Dova in the M60s. STL Ghost and Bobby Hawkstorm in the Sheridans. Way too Icy in the E3, Mole in the E4, and still have one more tank to pick once we're ready.
Over for 1TC, we got Mechanical Death in a 430U with Milk Sandwich and OG Hypnotic. In triple IS7s, we have Master Chief, Dr. Weens, and LTG Cave. In triple Object 277s, we have Crested Emperor, Going Postal, and Wolf. And in a 705A, we have Expecting Hawk.
Alright, and Steel Dragon's added another E5, so they bring a trifecta of E5s.
Omega, just please remind those guys, if the defense wants to bring out an Arty, please let them give some time for the Soviets to get a chance to bring out their Arty.
Understood.
Thank you, sir. All right, so as Legit here. Hey, Fallen Dude 12, thank you for the follow. Welcome to WNF. How you doing? So it's Legit. One of the big giant reasons why we picked this map, I knew we felt that the Americans and the Soviets both had a pretty balanced setup. You want to chat about that very shortly while they're getting into position?
Yeah, basically the Russians have the higher mobility and the faster speeds over most of the Americans, but then the Americans counter it with the gun depression. So basically, we were trying to find all the maps to where the Russians wouldn't just raffle stomp the Americans, because let's be honest, it would happen on any flat map. Sorry.
Thank you, sir. All right, so it looks like the 1TC guys are going to be going at the, what would you call that, the northeast?
Oh, kind of, yeah, northeast, kind of going up the 5-6 line, which I think is a better assault because you really have to poke that ridge to get the gun depression to work. So this could be a good move early on, especially if they hug up close.
I just find it interesting that they brought 2 Sheridans.
Yeah, I don't think you need vision on this map.
Yeah, I would think with the patents, that trio of patents, man, you got.
Yeah. And those Sheridans are going to get chewed up pretty quick if they get caught out.
All right, got to rotate over to the currently southwest corner. See what Dova.
So I think.
Guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I was going to say I think the move where Dr. Weenus is and the IS-7s grouping up is going to be a good line of attack. If they push that Soviet armor, it looks like they're grouping up there with Master Chief now.
I just noticed that Steel Dragons do not have any 57 heavies, which is one of the stronger tanks, especially heat.
Yeah.
Frontally on against a Russian tank.
Yeah, that would be. I would think where like Trigger Lizard would be, you would want to put some 57s there, let them press completely up, and then just rip it with 4 of them.
Remember, you only have 3.
Oh, yeah,
So
3
don't
now,
want to break
so-
your rules again there.
So, yep, you're breaking my own rules. So 3. I'm so used to the NBA. I love NBA.
Now here's the thing: if you look at where the pattern is of Steel Dragons and Dova in the M60, this Soviet armor can smash right through that in a second. Do have the E4 sitting back
Oh,
there.
thank you for the host. Thank you so very much. There we go. Let's get some of that DPM singing. Come on, America. You could do this.
Very interesting that Steel Dragons is still waiting for that flex to come on their right side. And here comes the 430 use now. Ones that eat an E4 shot, though.
Right. Who's going to spot him? This is where I think there's the Sheridan does pay off a little bit.
Oh, boom. Yeah.
Ammo rack shot. Not too big. E5 hit.
Yeah.
E4 going to line up the big hit here.
Bounce.
Another ammo rack into that 430U. Downside 430U, right side is weak side. That's the ammo rack and fuel tank for you guys if you like playing the 430U and getting your rack. Yes, what do you see in there, sir?
Well, same thing you saw with the 430 use with mechanical getting double ammo racked. He is a very he's a weak limping 430U now, and the Steel Dragons are definitely focused on trying to eliminate him out of the battle.
Yeah, but look down the middle of the map. So I mean, cut you off.
Here comes that push.
I mean, 1TC is pushing right in right now. It's a peninsula push, so they're going to split Steel Dragons off both sides. You know, I mean,
this is where the Americans
to see
will
what
lose.
Dragons does.
They flatten the map out.
Those IS-7s and that 705, that's a lot of armor to push straight up the middle.
You gotta keep.
And Dova
them,
keeps getting singled out.
Gotta keep them down.
Yeah, you get those IS-7, 705As on the flat high ground, pretty much it's been a battle there.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting to see how, now that 1TC's ran this and knows how to get the Soviets up, what are they going to do to protect themselves?
Yeah. I think you got to jump on them early.
Defending side?
Yeah. When that armor's flat on that down slope, that's where you got to take advantage of the Soviets. Can't let them get up and trade even with you.
Well, with how quickly 1TC is exploiting Steel Dragons, and, you know, coming up, they're going to be on defense next go around, I could definitely see them being out trifecta 57 heavies. You know, because,
Right.
you know, a couple of them run them regularly, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, they mopped
Ghost gets
up.
torched.
They lost one tank. Wow.
All right, have no fear. And the Americans, we're going to give it another round. This time round, 1TC will be defending. So, let's not give up just yet. I'll let everybody just relax his voice again. Let's do some damage really fast. Steel Dragon side, Porky Assassin coming out with that M60 with 2700. Blocking 1140, not bad. E3 rolling in there with the 1470, blocking 1960. Down here, E5's putting up 1500 a pair. Each doing some good blockage. Lizard with the 1470. Scott here with blocking 2300 in his E5. Great job. And the E4 down there throwing up 1230. All right, over on the 1TC side of the world, here we go. Decent damage spread coming out there. Open Nix did get 2 kills, doing the 635. Hawk coming in there with the 705A, 1502, blocking 390. Weenus 1842 and a kill, blocking 780. Master Chief in that IS-7, 2000 and a kill, blocking 4. Going Postal in that 1960. Mechanical Death in the 1315. Emperor coming in there with the 1471, blocking 390. Hypnotic in the other 430U, 2 kills, 1480. Milk Sandwich, 3481, blocking 1170, and the winner chicken dinner is Cave, IS-7, 3 kills, 4123, blocking 790. Off we go. Thank you. Side swapped out here. Tonight's music provided by copyright-free music by Rouge Sounds. Or scary music. Dragon's throwing up
Do you
those
think,
eyes quickly.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. I think on the other side, dropping the Sheridans and bringing 57s will make, there you go, make a bit of a difference.
Right. High pin heat, ripping down on IS-7, 705 top. Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know on a map like this how you would pick a Sheridan over a 57. Again, the Soviets are going to bring the battle to you, so vision is really not an issue at all.
Right.
And for that matter, not even mobility. You just got to hunker down and spam heat at them. I love the double E3. A good shout.
All right, so Dis, you want to do 1-2 TC, the Americans, and I will do Steel Dragons this time around? Or do you want?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Dragons coming out there. Triggerlers in 260. Porky Assassin 705A. Way Too Icy Bobby and Scott all in IS-7s. STL Ghost Swabby 140s. Mole 430U. Dova in the 263.
Yeah, we're waiting for 1TC to get the rest of their tanks up. A few more to go here. Got the flash going on there, so they have a little bit more time to figure out what they want to run. Run through what they have up right now. Dave bringing out the E4, double E3s by Penn State fan, and expecting Hawk. A triple, there it is, triple 57s, Emperor, Hypnotic, and Venus, and then the double E5 going Postal and Milk Sandwich. I think they still have more tanks to throw up.
After this one, I will not let you do this again, so you can relax your voice.
Yeah, it's a little rough to do the tank lineups. I can save my voice for when it matters.
One more. They don't
Mechanical
have to
Death
hold
and E5.
Come on, get that tank up. It being a special, we give it a little more leniency. It's one of those. These guys are coming out and put on a hell
It's a
of a
fun.
show.
It's a fun night. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and put a patent up. Come on. Okay, they picked the M60. There you go. I would say for the American side, that's probably the best lineup you could put up. I would have switched out for a Patton from the M60 just because of the better turret, but other than that, that's a pretty solid lineup.
Maybe
The
that was a
key
good
now
idea.
is,
They pick up.
yeah. The key now is you want to put fire on the Soviets before they tuck up into the hill. That's the key. Use your gun depression. Use that heat and just spam it down on their plates. Let's see if 1TC can execute.
Thank you for everybody tuning in this evening. Hope you're enjoying this, the Halloween special. Love having all the staff coming out for this. Everybody having a ball. I know I think Beaver had to work. Say thank you to all the staff that came out supporting the special. All the teams coming out and supporting the specials. Back to the business at hand.
Real opportunity right now for 1TC with Steel Dragons going right across the middle of the map.
Notice that 1TC is sitting a little lower and being more aggressive rather than sitting and waiting. With those 257 heavies kind of way up there on the E1 line.
Notice that. I don't know if that's... We'll see how that works out for them.
Oh, they're falling back.
Yeah. That's the right move.
Well, they could have, if they'd had more support with how they spread themselves, they could have played that front ridge a little bit more aggressive to keep the 430Us back. But, you know, they're spread pretty thin right now.
Big shot there on Echo Rider. Echo Rider in his 268 is hurting.
Ooh, another big hit. Down to 256. E3 with the M60 kicker up there, man. That is absolutely nasty.
that's a deadly. You can lock down a side like that.
Right. Use the E4 for its punch as a rotate TD. I'm liking that layout. I'm really liking that layout.
Yep. They're spotting with the M60. That's really smart.
Well, and the great thing is, it almost looked like, so Dragons, if they could do it, I mean, they have the attention on the left side. So, I mean, they're giving up ground position on the right. So it's allowing the IS-7s to get up into the fight. So a bait play almost from Steel Dragons?
A little bit, but having Echo Riders so far back and Triggered Lizard, you know, they're getting bled. Now they're moving that 260 up. That's the smart play.
See, Steel Dragons needs with exploiting this right flank, or their left, you know, our left flank as we're looking from the north. They need to swing around and capitalize and come up the flank behind the E3s. You know, doing a frontal push on the E3s is a death wish.
Yep. Get those tanks to spin around, and that's exactly what
Trigger's
Lizard
gonna do.
Yeah.
Yep. Hopefully he keeps on going, because then he can exploit the E3's weakness. I, for one, will never push the E3 straight on if I can avoid it. It hurts too much. It hurts too much.
It is not a
Even
smart
an
move.
IS-7, it hurts.
See, this is the key of keeping the M60 up there. See, the M60 can float over now. The E3 just pumped a big shot into the 260, and now here comes the Fool in the M60 to clean up, maybe.
Well, and in doing that, Cave moved his E4 from mid to left to help still provide overwatch. So
Boom.
Down they go.
there wasn't a hole for the Dragons to
We gotta
exploit.
push.
Now they're pushing on the other side with the 430s and the mediums.
Rusted Ember looks like he's going to be on the target. Yes, he's targeted to be the one that go down first. Now, kind of mixed feelings here. Who are we targeting? Bull now
We need to
rotated.
take out the 140. The one shot 140 needs to go down. Good kill.
60 coming in for that clear.
Steel Dragons is just they bled too much from distance. They just lost another TD from distance.
The Fool with the M60 now getting in a kill in the center. He's now going on both sides of the flank.
Well, as Disc can well point out, the M60 is a very mobile, versatile pain in the ass.
Oh, full tracks them.
And
coming
they
in. Bam.
yeah, and they basically use that as a swing tank there, which was really great. He's at full health,
Gabe
playing
coming
both
around
sides of the map.
E4. Americans coming back with a vengeance. America. Don't.
I mean, these E3s are just giant, pillboxes. These I-7s can't do anything to them.
Pretty much.
There we go. One TC taking that one.
Yep. Again, I think one of the big keys there was just the superior lineup of tanks was a good combination for them, and they played it really smart.
Right. Who wants to go down through damage? If you're still.
I'll go through damage.
Alrighty, go ahead and start it off with the Steel Dragon side.
Alright, on the Steel Dragon side, we had... Yeah, they had a pretty good damage spread across their heavies and their mediums. Let's see, Bobby Hawkstorm, IS-7, 953 damage. And blocking 1240. Mole at his 430U doing 956 damage, blocking 1590. Then we had, let's see, and there we had Ghost in the 140 doing 1178 damage, blocking 2000. I mean, the Dragons absorbed a lot of damage. They blocked a lot of damage. And then Echo Rider, although he got taken out pretty early, he still managed to do 1684 and blocked one shot from one of the E4s, it looks like. Blocked 850. And then after that, we got Porky Assassin, the 705A, doing 1979, blocking 1200. And Dova in the 263 doing 2157 and blocking 1600. Over on the TC side of the world, 1-2 TC, we had a very large damage spread. I mean, across the board, a lot of damage. Let's see. Expecting Hawk and his E3 did 907, but blocked 1900, holding that anchor down. Let's see. And then going post on the E5 did 1100, blocked 970 with a kill. Then Hypnotic did 1819 with 1200 and a kill. And then Dr. Weenus and his 57 heavy had 1965 damage with a kill. Then Mechanical Death and his E5 had 2177 damage, blocking 2340. His E5 put in some work there. And then after Dr. Weenus, we have the Fool with his M60. He was floating around, just taking care of business. Did 2311 damage with 2 kills. And then we keep climbing up the board. Cave and his E4 did 2808 with 1694 assist and 980 in a kill. So a very good spread in the E4. He put in a lot of work. And then we had Milk Sandwich with his E5 doing 3317, blocking 930 with a kill. And the big play of the game was Penn State Fan and his E3, 4228 damage, blocking 1320 with 2 kills.
Awesome. Thank you so very much there, Chaos. Thank you everybody tuning in. Tuning in for the WNF Halloween special. Everybody's having a great evening. I hope you all be safe tomorrow evening also. A lot of places are going to be super cold. If you live in the Midwest, upper northern tier, bundle up. It's going to be a chilly one.
Chilly. It's going to drop like a rock.
You
We're in mid-60s today, and it's going to be a low of like 28 by tomorrow night.
Right. So, Mr. Omega, what are you thinking of everything so far?
It was like this said, the superior picking is what kind of won it for him, and then also the Russians didn't push up the middle. If they could have, held just a couple on the flanks and just pushed up the middle, I think they could just, V form, flying V, Mighty Duck style, going right up the middle. I think the Russians could take it, but yeah, I mean the Sheridans were not even needed because you had the Pattons and the M60s, so Sheridans were kind of a mistake, I'd say, on the first go around.
You win some, you lose some. It's all good. We're having some fun. Well, Omega, do you want to take the 1TC side, and then legit, if you want to go down the Steel Dragons?
Okay, Cave is running his E4, and then you have Pennsylvania Fan running an E3. Then you have 3 Pattons ran by Death, Milk, and Dr. Weeniness. And then only one 57 Heavy ran by Hypnotic. And then you have 3 E5s ran by Crested, Going Postal, and Expecting Hawk.
Over on my boys, the Steel Dragon side of the world, we got Mole pulling out the 430U, Porky Assassin in the K91, STL Ghost and Swabby in the Object 140s, 3 IS-7s by Tankmaster Scott, Bobby Hawkstorm in Way Too Icy, 2 Object 277s by Dova and Eco Rider, and 1 Object 260 by Triggered Lizard.
I guess over there on the 1TC side, they are going to be down 1 tank, so if Steel Dragons is going to pull down one of their tanks, we're going to have 9v9. Talk about some
Good
badass camaraderie.
Good sportsmanship.
Right?
Yep. Love it.
Well, in the last battle, 1TC did exactly what I thought. Brought out the trifecta of 57 heavies. They showed how effective it was. And
Yep,
also
this
going
time
forward,
they're
I can
choosing
see
that.
dragons. Good.
This time they're choosing the patents, and the reason they're doing that is because of the way this map works. The ridge lines that you can put those patents on, that steady rate of fire vision, is that it make it really difficult to push on them. The counter is to get low and push quick and get under that gun line.
Oh, I completely agree, Jess. I mean, that's what's getting at with Pacific Island. The 57s can exploit that hill advantage, but on this map, you have a lot more flat terrain, a lot more mobile terrain. The 57s would not benefit you near as well.
Yeah, and they're good, those 57s, in that kind of close quarters combat where you can just dump that clip. And here you might see a little bit more distance, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Is this Tundra? Tundra Assault, right?
This is Encounter.
I messed it up.
RIP.
Well, do we notify them and replay, or do we just play it out?
So right now, this is going to be kind of a interesting way. Let's see. We just don't have the time with it being 15-minute timers.
Yeah, yep, I agree. And this is to start the clock, right? Yeah.
They'll start the clock and give it a moment here, because not everybody pays attention to the Discord, and let's see if they...
As if they just all jump on the cap, one team, we could restart it.
Right, it would just be a quick fix. They might not be looking at Discord because this is a lot of people to try.
Fighting.
We're just gonna have a hell of a fight.
all the wasted silver.
My bad, WNF community, but we all make mistakes.
That is.
That was a 1,000 roll. Where did that come from?
That E3 sitting back here by Penn State, being sneaky in the back here. It's G1.
Dragon's definitely coming out and putting on a show.
Cave just obliterated
Well,
that K91.
and that's what you're supposed to do with the Soviet armor. Just pile up and push.
Yeah, but these massive guns of the E4s and E3s are putting
Chipping
in
away,
work.
chipping away, chipping away.
The C3's about to put a big, shot into the IS-7.
You got to keep moving. Can't stop moving if you're in that Soviet armor.
He was pinched in between E4 and E3. I don't think there's anywhere him to go.
Ooh, Patton, the nosedive.
Whoops.
See, honestly, the move right here would be to, well, the problem is you got that E3 and that E4 back there.
They could just cap out.
Good.
I do believe that, though, that 1TC is playing it like they're defending and they're not trying to cap. So
Exactly.
I don't think either team noticed that it was encounter, not assault.
No, I think Steel Dragon's just taking some anger out real quick.
But yeah, they have an E4
playing
and
that
E3
way.
to push on too. That patent.
Fire.
Fire.
Ouch.
On 8 hit points? Is that 8 hit points I see?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to see this again, but it's going to be completely different.
Legit, you want to let them know while I reset this up?
Yeah, I
Chat
got
for
it.
me, please?
Let's see what some damage spread going out. It doesn't mean anything, but Penn State coming out there with 42-38. Damn. E3 getting it on. E4 coming out with 46-32. Some crazy, crazy alpha. Way too icy in the IS-7, man. 35-52. Yet again, just having some fun. We're actually going to get down to the real match right after this. Try a commercial be like Ken Zalpo or something.
Need to get a...
So we got the format switched around. Yeah, the cap circle is actually about in like F2, kind of like where that little mining outpost is up on that little plateau. So a little bit different, and the defending team kind of spawns back on the one line behind it.
Need to get a vodka and a moonshine sponsorship here.
I'd like that.
Moonshine for America, vodka for Russia.
Well, being I'm in the great state of Kentucky, I could probably definitely take care of the moonshine. I could probably take care of the vodka too, since we have two of the largest alcohol companies located here.
Yep. Dry counties.
No, we have something called
No.
Brown Foreman Corp here.
I was thinking of Lynchburg, Tennessee. Where's is it?
Oh, Brown Foreman owns Jack Daniels, so
Yeah.
along with basically all the big champagne companies and wine companies too.
Okay. 1TC has their stuff up and running. Maybe we'll get be able to get. Oh, I said maybe we can get the 10VT go again because they had 2 people sitting on the bench. That's the crazy thing that I was wondering why they only wanted to go 9 for 1TC.
They did. Their
don't
other
have-
players don't have Americans.
They don't have Americans.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Funny.
Remember, up next,
Let them throw a Lycan out there.
NFTG is going to be up next. See these crazy guys from TG? These guys have been on a war path, and they want to take on NFTG. I love it. All right, we have the same tank, same loadout. Everything's identical. Wait a minute, Porky's in the K91. So that's awesome to see. I always wanted to see if the K91 would fit into comp. But I think we're all right.
He got E4'd one shot last time.
Oh, God, that ain't good. Here we go. They throw up one more tank? Nope.
No, actually, TC now has 8.
Yeah, they got to get one more up at least.
And Dragon still has 10.
Mm-hmm.
I can let them pick a. Hey, if 1TC has a 53-55, I can always put down to tier 9.
No. It is tier 10 only. You have to bring it's a 92 or
I try. I'm trying.
They each have 10 now.
There we go. Everybody's back up into their spots. Replaying round 3. Remember, you will be seeing 4 games out of all these, unless we go to game 5. That will be in an encounter map, which is Highway. Now that everybody's tuned in, we might go through the rundown yet again. Once we go into the 10 p.m. hour, we'll go down the rules and everything again. Kind of the thoughts and everything that went behind this.
I think one of the keys to defending this map here is you need to control the HJ line. That ridge where those railroad tracks are, you're allowed to control that and throw fire down. That makes it very difficult for that defending team. It'd be interesting to see if 1TC just hunkers down or if they extend their defense a little bit.
Right. Now that the map is completely, the base is completely moved into a whole new location, this changes this map into a monster because there's so many ways to get defend that. And also to cap it. You can get some small stuff in there and hide, but you got to make sure you have some pretty good flankers on each side of you to stop that flex.
See, down here on the J line, that's exactly what 1TC is doing. They're extending the defense on the HJ. But look at the big grouping of Steel Dragons right down the center waterway right there. They're ready to get dimed out by this Patton. The gigs that'd be up. Well, the Patton needs to move up.
He's not. The bridge is in the way. Oh my God.
Nobody spotted anything yet. Not even proxy.
Have you ever seen Jaws?
Yeah, that music should be playing right now. Oh my goodness.
Done it.
Oh, they got into the secondaries now.
They're a little bit surrounded on the low ground though.
Oh, there's someone on fire.
Ooh, that fire. Who's?
Fire.
Eco's on fire. Oh, and
Don't you love that you sit in water and you still get set on fire?
And Nico ran vodka instead of a fire extinguisher, and that did not work out well for him.
Vodka does the reverse of a fire extinguisher, I believe. That was a heck of a shot from shot from that E3.
It's hard to fight out of this dip here. Now you've given the Americans the high ground with gun depression.
Swabby and Porky trying to work it out here. Ooh, fire on mechanical death from an engine fire.
He's praising that automatic fire extinguisher right now. He had it.
So now, Steel Dragons is completely surrounded, and
Oh,
they've
Cave's coming in
conceded,
for a kill shot.
yeah, any advantage in terms of how to make that Soviet armor work, which is to drive right at them. And they're just bogged down there in the water.
Well, the aggressive defense of getting up and pushing it up on either side actually worked more in 1TC's favor than they realized it would,
Yes.
because basically Steel Dragons put themselves in a giant bowl. Just like you said, the gun depression shooting down on them.
Yeah, that Soviet armor just does not work when you have the high ground. When the enemy has the high ground.
Yeah, flattens out the pike nose, exposes the engine deck of the 705A.
Yep.
Well played. Those TDs have put in some work again.
I do think there is at least a play that I'd like to see. Maybe we'll see it in the later match today, using Soviet mediums on this map, and a lot of them on the offense.
Right? All right. Sorry about that. Let's take a quick look at this damage. We're just going to do some highlights. Way too icy over there with the 705A coming out 2708. Dova in his 277 did come out with the 1941. Swabby in the 140 coming out 1539 and a kill. And then Mole in the 430U coming in the 1400. Over on the 1TC side of the world, lots of damage spread across the board. Let's go across the 2K guys. Venus, Patton, blocking 14, 2350. Cassandra coming in there, 2407. Milk Sandwich in the E4 going 554 for 3K, blocking 650. Penn State coming in there to 3203 and a kill. Mechanical Death, 3 kills, 3474. And then Cave E4, 3 kills, 4110, block 320. GG's, guys. All right, moving on. Switching sides, right?
Yep, side switch. Steel Dragons are American, and the Russians are 1TC. Yeah, technically, Russians can, with there being, what, 5 Russian mediums right now? 6, actually, counting the 901.
907.
Or 907, yeah. So they could basically run 1 of each, and then just double up on, 2 more. It's interesting. Yeah, the Russians have 4 heavies and 6 mediums, and 3 tank destroyers to pick from.
This time around, we'll have Chaos and Chaos and Legit go down. Sorry, you flipped the sides on me, and I was trying to remember. It was went down the last set. Who hasn't talked?
I'll take Dragons, and Legit could take 1TC.
All right, there you go.
How's that?
Works. Whoever hasn't talked can talk.
Yeah. But Omega, this is a Russian game, so what is there without, some perceived maybe a Russian bias towards having enormous, tech tree tanks and premium tanks to choose from? I mean,
yeah,
the Russians were crazy. They did, yeah. I mean, look at all the tanks they built. One prototype of a lot of tanks out there.
Yeah, watching that documentary on tanks that you can watch on Netflix, there's a guy that built his own T-34, the designer of T-34, drove it hundreds of miles just to test it, and then died just after the government approved it because he got
Exactly, I
hypothermia
saw
from
that.
driving
Pretty
it.
cool.
Right.
Mhm.
It's a pretty good documentary on all
Never
the
thought
tanks.
about putting the heater in yet.
Yeah.
It is a giant metal coffin otherwise. And metal's not a very good conductor of, well, cold or heat for that matter.
But yeah, that's the full. It's pretty good documentary, full history of how tanks were made and designed and.
Alright, Dragons has their roster up. I'll go ahead and run down them. We've got Way Too Icy and Mole in the E4s, Eco Rider in the E3, Ghost in the Sheridan, Dova in the M60, Swabby in the 48 Patton, Porky Assassin in the 57 Heavy, and a trifecta of E5s by Trigger, Tankmaster, and Bobby.
On one. There it is. Cool. So over on the 1TC side, we got triple 430Us by The Foo, Milk Sandwich, and Hypnotic. Triple IS7s by Master Chief, Weakness, and Cave. Triple Object 277s by Mechanical Death, Going, Postal, and Wolf. And a 705A by Expecting Hawk.
Alrighty. One hellishly good lineup. See how this rolls. 6 minutes, 6 minutes. And it will be NFTG versus TG. What'd you guys think of my intro?
Loved it. I like it.
Just glad I was
I-
here.
I-
I was laughing my butt off.
That's some great thinking on your feet in your old age.
Right?
Yeah. Oh.
Old age, you mean ancient age? Oof.
Oh.
The roast of Hellcat.
Oh, wow.
Sad thing is, I'm the oldest one in the room.
No, you're not.
All right.
No, I
I
we're
think
close.
Justice older than
We're
Hell's.
close. Nah,
Yeah,
we're okay.
I think I
Let's
got you.
jump out of this one.
So the TC side is definitely set up for a classic style Soviet smash it right in your face. Let's see how they position these tanks.
We're going to be putting up a straw poll, wondering how you guys actually think of these and if you guys would actually want WNF to continue on with some more stuff like this. So we'll be putting that up onto the WNF Discord for you guys to vote. I really wish that Wargaming would let me have access. I could host games on their haunted maps.
Oh, that would be
That'd be
amazing.
awesome.
With haunted tanks. Oh,
Right.
Tanks that go invisible.
yes.
And have 3 lives?
So, Steel Dragons went very aggressive right now to see how far they pushed
Yep.
up.
Yep.
But
They don't want to give that
there's a-
line.
There's a rather large force coming right behind them of IS-7s about to push these E5s right out.
Yep. And
Here comes
now they're
the
trying to
E3s.
use these. Yeah, they're
Love
trying to
the
get those TDs in position to support, but
Oh, there's a big hit. Wolf taking a
Mhm.
huge hit. Eco has not fired yet. Still waiting to get that E3 shot off. That was the E4.
now look at this. TC is hold their northern flank 2 tanks off, and I think they're gonna send them through the river, or either back them up over here on the south side.
Yet again, big giant shout out
Defense.
to Rocher Sounds for the Halloween remix special music for tonight. Thank you. Go ahead, Des.
No, I was just to say, so far Steel Dragon is doing a very nice job defending. Good trades. Definitely is holding 1TC back right now.
The only thing I questioned is that Sheridan that they used. I don't know if that's the only American he has. Because again, an M60 can get as much vision, and there isn't that much room for a light tank to play. But look at this.
So no, he has a 57 heavy too.
So what? Yeah. Now,
But look, they're pushing the whole north side.
They need to push down on them and pinch them in on the map right now. That's what Steel Dragons needs to do.
Brilliant rotation work on Dragons right now. Loving it. They're tightening that noose.
Yeah, I like it.
The TDs are locking it down.
Get around them. Yep.
Well,
I would actually flex a medium on the hill, that M60, and start raining shots down from behind.
I'm impressed with this E3 and these 3 E5s.
Here comes the push.
E4 kickers on the back holding off that huge IS-7 lineup.
Venus getting ammo racked. Wolf getting ammo racked. Wolf getting behind. Ego in the E3.
I thought we were going to see a push, but it doesn't really look like it.
Oh, they're pushing.
A little sporadic.
It's very slow.
Yeah, it's a slow push.
Oh, they got that E4 across the bridge without taking any hits, and he's about to put a giant shot into the side of one of these tanks.
He can take someone out if he picks the right target. That's a tank down. There it is.
He did.
Sandwich. Boom. Good play right there. Really good play.
Still going down. Dragons turning it on with the American power.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Sheridan being the little.
Saying the Americans were
Sheridan
down.
Being a pest.
That the Soviets would yet again overpower it. I proved you wrong.
Yep. Good kill there by Ghost. Ghost doing a nice job.
Yeah, but if you look at the map, though, the IS-7, 5705 are now hull down. This IS-7, well, he was full health. I mean, they're...
Yeah, but they're
TC's not out of the battle
too
yet.
much map. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Americans coming alive right here.
Russians have only won 1 so far.
Nice. Good takedown
So
there
yeah,
at the 430U by way too icy.
By win.
This
First to 4 wins.
It's first to 4 no matter what, and then we get to have a tiebreaker. But yet again, we're just seeing this would be a proper reenactment. The Soviets would have to come through the Pacific Islands and then also through the tundra. So, great job. That Sheridan
All I can say is
alive.
this is a great job by Steel Dragons, and really nice work.
So right now it's 3 games, 1 TC, 1 game, Steel Dragons. So what's the call on that, Hells?
If it was a tiebreaker, if it was 2-2, we would go to game 5.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So we just basically play to fill up the hour then.
It was whoever won the most battles out of the first 2, and if it tied, then we played the tiebreaker. So
yeah,
it was it's first to 3, not first to 4 is what I meant.
Yeah.
I meant first to 3, not first to 4.
Yeah.
Right, I was like, say, wait a second, because 1TC won 3 straight out.
Yeah.
Nope, first to 4.
But yeah, we just played this.
Go down some damage here really fast. Legit, are you still up back at the damage screen?
Yeah, I'm here.
Why don't you go ahead and run down some damage this time around?
All right, over on the 1TC side, pretty even damage spread all around the board. Go over it real quick. We got 1,700 by Wolf blocking 390 and a 277. We have 1,500 out of Milk Sandwich. We got 1,200 out of Dr. Weenus and an IS-7 blocking 2K. Master Chief throwing out 2K, blocking 4,060 in that IS-7. And we got Mechanical Death throwing out 1,400 damage, blocking 1,200 in his 277. The 705A coming out, dropping 1,300 damage, blocking 400. And then we got the Foo down there in his 430U doing 2,200 damage, blocking 780 damage. And then Cave doing 1,900 damage, blocking 400. And then over to the Steel Dragon side of the world, we got Tankmaster Scott in his E5 dropping 1,200. Dove in his M60 dropping 1,100. We got Swabby in his 48 patent dropping 1,200, blocking 1,400. Then we got Trigger Lizard in his E5 doing 1,500 damage, but blocking. The winner chicken dinner over here, 5,870 damage in an E5. Good job, man.
That's incredible.
E5 is king.
Wow.
Then we got Porky down in his 57 heavy, only doing 1,800 damage, but blocking 1,900 damage. We got STL Ghost in that little Sheridan, running around being a nuisance, dropping 2,852 damage. And then up here, the big boys, E4 out of Icy, 4,091 damage. And Mole in his E4, 4,700 damage, 2 kills, blocking 1,400. Eco also did 1,800 damage in his E3, blocking 1,400.
Nice.
I think the average damage per game of an E4 was almost 4K so far. And all
Nice
four
job,
guys are left.
Dragons, to bring that last game back. That was beautiful.
Hell yeah! Thank you to both teams for coming out,
Yeah.
putting on a hell of a show, man.
Show.
Hell yeah! You guys did it. Proven you can have a lot of fun and not play the meta all the time.